One of the things I kind of like to geek out on is the learning process, how we learn. And when I first started Jiu-Jitsu, there was a scarcity of information, right? It was, you had to go down to Southern California, or you had to go to Brazil. Now, we have so much information, it's just the opposite. Your training facility is like a greenhouse, and it's hopefully promoting learning and growth and development, right? And there's not a scarcity of information, but I also realize as a coach and as an athlete, I have mentally made some default assumptions that if I could rewire those, life would be better. So I want to do a pop survey. This is rhetorical, so in your head, close your eyes and think of your favorite bottom position. It can be anything, mount bottom, side control bottom, guard bottom. Close your eyes and think of that position and take a snapshot. Okay, open your eyes. And it's rhetorical, you don't need to raise your hand. But if your back was completely flat or your lats were on the ground, in your head, raise your hand. In your head, that's fine. What I realize is, as a coach now, I don't think I'm going to teach a horizontal hip escape to a beginner. Because as a coach, if I teach this movement to a beginner, it's implied that it's okay to be like this on the bottom, as opposed to being like this, right? As opposed to being like this, as opposed to being like this. So one thing, this is a little secret, black belts do not cheat, but they do not play fairly, right? We have no moral dilemma about not playing fairly. We're gonna play by the rules, but we're gonna get to a position like this. We're not gonna go and start like this. Yet we start most of our practices in the absolute worst position possible and wonder why we get frustrated, as opposed to starting from a successful position and then incrementally going into the well of difficulty. We start at the bottom of difficulty and try and climb our way up. Okay, so this all came, kind of ricochet concept, from Shanji's seminar about 3 months ago here up in the area. So we're going to do a thing about how we build ourselves up and get off of our back. That we really don't want to be on our lats, we don't want to be on our blades. So Corbett's going to get on top of me and he's going to go right here. Okay, raise your hand if you think I'm in a bad position. Absolutely, right, I'm getting freight trained, but I can't just muscle out. So how do I build myself incrementally back into the game? Top hand, I'm gonna put my forearm, okay, so the base of my humerus to my forearm in his Frankenstein bolt, okay? I'm not going for his shoulder, I'm going for his Frankenstein bolt. That's number one. Number two, I'm gonna extend my bottom arm away, and then watch what I do. I'm gonna move up to my elbow. Keep driving into me. So now I have this elbow pick in his Frankenstein bolt, and I've built myself up. Now I'm gonna shorten my legs. I'm gonna pull my knees to my belly. Okay, and now, from this position, I'm gonna move my hips back, and then reset my guard, either into a frame, a shield here, or into some version of entering into a plata. Okay, so that's the lesson. Okay, let's break it down again. Okay, I want to be off my back. Okay, so number one, this is the worst situation, is I'm hugging him. We're extreme huggers, but we don't want to hug the guy to us and then wonder why, coach! Okay, instead, I'm going to take my top arm, pummel it in. Bottom arm, big extension away, and then I move my head and my body to my elbow. Number three, short knees, make myself small. And then number four, I'm going to now shrimp back, I'm going to hip escape back. But notice I'm not going this way, because then I break the frame and the altitude that I have. Instead, I go parallel to the elbow. Back, and then bring my knee out. Okay? One more time, and then we'll drill it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're back into the shield. All right? So, we're going to be tight on space for sure, but find a spot on the mat. We'll go 3 minutes one side, and then 3 minutes the other side, wrapping it up. Okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're talking about a guy right here, and when I get this elbow, I really don't want to be on the very tip of the elbow, because he can actually pummel his head over, right? So I want to give myself a little like insurance policy. So I'm going like right here on my forearm. And again, what I'm going for is the soft part of his neck. I don't want to land on his shoulder shelf because his clavicle and his shoulder, the kind of the meat of his shoulder can handle that. I want to penetrate so that I ricochet his head. Okay, so imagine if he's a psycho baby and he's going to go right over my head. I have to put this post, this frame, in the way to ricochet him, what, 45 degrees or 30. Okay, so when I go here, and this is even when I'm flat, which is not where I want to be, but even here, if he drives his head north, his head should go that way. Okay, I don't want this to fold, go forward, and I go that, yes. See, have you ever wrestled and had a frame right here? Doesn't that frustrate you? It's like, oh, it's right where it should be, except it's deflated. Okay, we have to inflate it. So you have to be present in that shoulder. Okay, so when I get there, here's the iron cross. I don't do a get up, or I don't like replace my shoulder with my elbow like this, because that works when I have a passive partner who's giving me no pressure. But if he is a psycho baby and he's coming forward, if I try to come up, I'm like, coach, I'm stuck. I'm like Velcro to the mat. But if he does that, and I open my arm up big, so I'm spreading the butter, and now I drive my head to my elbow, good. But if I'm here, these guys have the best view, my back is rounded. So when he drives into me, I'm going to start to fall back. I need the iron cross, which means I have to like put a rod from elbow to elbow, and I have to have a superhero chest. I am pinching my scats together to the point where they're almost about ready to spasm. Okay, when I'm here, I'm in the pocket, he drives north, and my body mechanic is holding me up. I'm not wasting energy, all right? So, one, then spread the butter, which means your arm is going to make a big arc, and then drive yourself to the elbow. Iron cross. Now, go ahead and get up. Go over. No, come off me. Look where my legs are, all the way up. See how long my legs are? My spring is sprung. If I try and shrimp from this position, look how far I get. There's nothing there. But if I go here, now look at my spring. Okay? And I did this until Shanji showed it. I spent all this time getting up and going, oh gosh, why isn't this working? Right? Jiu-Jitsu is simple, we make it hard. Okay, that was simply wrong because I built this great frame and then timber, I destroyed it. So I have to keep that iron cross, make my legs short, and then move parallel to my elbows. Okay, so I'm going this way. Then I can make my frame. This is my shield guard, or I can get into that product guard. So let's do it again. This time only 2 minutes and 2 minutes because we have the big movement, but let's get those details. Iron cross, make your knees short to your belly, and get a nice big hip escape. When you do it, make sure you don't fall over your elbow. Make sure you go with your elbow. All right? So grab a new partner, 2 minutes and 2 minutes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. If his head is higher than mine, I'm always getting overwhelmed, right? I don't want his weight to come up on my weight. So if I can get my head higher than his head, life is better. All right? Questions? Master, you had something, yes?
Yeah. Well, when I came here, if I want to abandon to mount and I want to go to the left, what you did there?
Beautiful. So this is a great one. He's going to get frustrated because he can't keep coming north. My job is to shorten my legs, and my butt always has to beat his angle to the left. So as he goes to the left, I keep shooting my butt out. I have to move. And my mobility is so much better when I'm on my elbow and my hip than when I'm on my lat. Okay? And I'm going to challenge you guys, when you go back to your home gyms and you're on bottom, I want you to do a split test. Say, what's my reality when I'm up on my elbow? And what's my reality when I'm on my lat? Okay, run the experiment yourself. And you're going to find, I think, out some pretty cool things. Life is way harder here. And life is way better here. All right, so as the moment the guy starts to come, and I'm feeling, oh, I got to get up. Okay, make myself short and always beat this angle. If I stop, he's going to outmaneuver. Oh. Okay, I have
That's the reality of the situation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have to beat his angle. I have to get in front of his hip. Once I get this, now I've saved it to my hard drive. Now I can start doing good things, but not before. If I get excited and he outmaneuvers me, right? I'm going to get swallowed. I'm going to get eaten up and then smashed, and now I have to go to side control. All right. Real honor super excited. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. Right. So one more thing, and this is, some people ask, and this is a great question. Whether your hand is down or up, he can be actually to my back here, and if I get this, like, I call it a goose head, if I get the goose head on him, I'm still going to do the exact same thing. He's past me. A referee in IBJJF right now is like, oh, I'm definitely in the round for advantage, but soon 3 points. But if I keep my head above his and keep his head towards my belt, south, I can still butt escape and still recover. So I can be here, I can be here, but I want to keep him at my belt or below, and then I'm always evacuating to that side.
It's like my match.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Hey, thanks, guys.
I don't know if you ever watched the induction ceremonies at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where they have like everyone come up and play guitar, and like, you know, Springsteen and McCartney, and you know, I'm a baby black belt, so I feel like the guy playing tambourine with all these great guys that are just amazing martial artists. And you know, I've been a part of the martial arts community here in Seattle for a long time, and even though I'm a baby black belt, I've been a part of that martial arts community for a long time. And it's something where, you know, I actually got a chance to roll with James when he was a blue belt, and I was a white belt. And I remember thinking back then, this is impossible, all right? Whether jiu-jitsu or no jiu-jitsu, because James was such a physical specimen and had such great technique then. And as a black belt, I got a chance to roll with him a few weeks ago with Professor Shanji here, and I still felt the same way. It was like, oh my gosh. But I see a lot of people around the room that are just friends of mine, coaches. You know, Brian Johnson was a coach of mine for many years, kicked my butt for 9 years, and there's just such great talent in this room that, you know, not just with my clinic, try to learn as much as you can from these people, soak it in, because there's a lot of great martial artists here, great jiu-jitsu players, and great people. So, again, I'm just honored. So, I'm going to dovetail. This was not planned, but it's actually, you know, the perfect segue for Tom. How many of you want your guy flat? Yes, okay. How many people want to find ways of making your person more flat? All right, so let's talk about that. We're going to talk about half guard. Again, you know, it's something that, especially with my Professor Salo, my Professor Shanji, it's something that, you know, especially Professor Salo, he's just known for his top game, his top pressure. So I want to give you some ideas and some exercise that might be able to help you out and kind of give you a different feel for things. I love Hibero Jiu-Jitsu on a lot of levels. One of the reasons why is because it's like you get Swiss Army knife positions that you can kind of adapt and move along to different spots. So as I'm showing you this today, hopefully it'll be helpful to you and give you some ideas as far as what you can do. Let me borrow time. So where's time? All right. So we're going to start in half guard. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this. If Tom's on his side, Tom's up, he's starting to work this position from here. If I'm in this position and I'm late, the thing that you can't do is try to, like, you know, try to affect the upper body. As much as he's connected to me with his lower segments, I'm connected to him. So instead of trying to fight this upper body game and trying to barrel the person down, we're actually going to start to use our leg, our right leg. So if Tom's on his side, we can do a little experiment. You can try to hold the person, try to flatten them with your upper torso, or we can use your right leg, the leg that's inside the half guard. So with him being active here on his side, I'm just going to walk. I'm going to orbit my right leg toward my right side. So I'm going to start to walk this way with my right leg. Notice that my left leg is cutting underneath of him. You don't want to be trying to have your leg up high and you go deep on you and have different things on those lines happen. You got to make sure that you're trying to recess your left leg under them while you're orbiting your right leg around. So that'll be the first thing that we do. Try to bottom them out using your upper body. You'll see it doesn't work very well. Then use your right leg and get up on the ball of your foot and walk them flat as possible. So you want to make sure your left leg is tucking underneath and right leg is going out. On your foot, don't let your knee come to the mat. Try to keep it up as much as you can. We're going to work from here in a second. So once you try that, we're going to do a quick 3 and 3. You do 3, they do 3. For space sake, let's do this. I want everyone's heads going that way. So try to line up like Professor Tom and I are, so we'll be able to kind of make sure that we have a little bit of cohesiveness so we're not running into one another too much. Break on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go now. So again, walk, frame. Now, here's another little trick. A lot of times if a person has a really tight half like this, you can really start to push and kind of frame off their head to bring this knee down. And yes, everyone with half a jiu-jitsu brain is going to start to defend that other side. So they're going to start to push on my knee with this hand. When they do that, I'm going to come underneath, and then here's the key. I'm going to just lift my elbow to get this knee down. We're going to stop here. That's all we're going to do. All right? we'll clear that. We'll clear the other part in a second, but you need to make sure you're active with your left hand. Your left elbow should be really trying to turn their head so they're toward the floor. If they're not facing you, they're not going to be able to mount that attack on your leg or defense. So again, walk, and if my foot's on the floor, chiropract, push, and he starts to bring underneath. I underhook, then I lift my elbow. Knee on the floor, make sure you're active with your heel. All right, break on 3. 1, 2, 3. Tight with your partner. Let's go. Use my right leg and step, hiding this left leg underneath. I get this in. A little bit more, I keep walking this out. Okay, so I come up, so I'm pulling, I get the underhook, and I just do that to clear that grip on my knee. All right. This is Salo's choke, okay? This is what Salo, I'm gonna be nice.
Blame it on
right.
him.
Okay, yeah. All right, so when I'm here and I have my thumb deep inside the collar and I'm chiropracting it, I'm just gonna lift up, shake his lapel twice, and then finish it. He'll either tap or he'll let go. And then I'm there, I come right back to the mount. I stay there. So it's either one or the other. If they hold that position, great, because you're gonna get this. If you're deep with that thumb in the collar and you shake that twice just to make it something where's Professor Renato? I said shake it twice.
Shake that one.
Just once? Okay. Twice. And then I drop the elbow. All right? He will either tap or he'll let go. By the way, you could also do the same thing. If they do let go, come to technical mount, finish it the same way. Look at Professor Salo, he does this a lot to people. All right? Yeah. Sure. All right, so I'm here. Walk, thumb inside. Right there, I start to push. He pushes my knee. I open the elbow. And again, I'm very active with my right knee. Once my thumb's in deep, I'm turning his head so we can't defend this. Back in, shake, shake, drop my elbow. Super simple. You'll get this on people a lot. All right? Break on 2, 3. An amazing brain dump of just great stuff you'll be able to use. So again, I feel overwhelmed being able to participate in something like this, because I think when martial artists can come together with something like this to help out our community, that sets us apart from different folks. And I think it's something that I just feel very fortunate to be able to share this. And again, I'm walking on the shoulders of giants, and many levels allowed them to walking around this room. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I thank you so much. So I'm going to get off to another one of my friends, another one of our Jiu-Jitsu folks. This is Nathan Adamson from Mountain Seaside. Let's give Nathan a big round of applause.
Yes, as everybody else said, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to get right into it. My class is here. Since I want to put my hands on. All right, guys, so let's look at a guard pass, and let's just look at stepping in, okay? So right off the bat, when I step into the guard, I want to create angle right away. So I don't want to step in, be all tall like this, okay? Some of us know this is like the headquarters position. You'll see Professor Lovato, as well as everybody else in the association playing through here. But I want to talk about how to create an angle. So I almost want to like think about kicking him in the armpit with my big toe. So as I come in, I'm going to come in with this angle here, and now I'm going to squat. So now I can put a lot of pressure on his knee binding up to his shoulder. And a lot of times this is going to bring this leg in, and they're going to want to start playing some guards from here. Okay? So right away, I'm going to start to look for the pass here. All right? Traditionally, we'll start doing some other things. What I want to do is bring my shin right through the center of his thigh, right away here. This is going to buckle his leg, and it's going to make it extremely difficult for his hip flexor to work. Okay? Once I've connected, I'm going to drop my elbow down. So again, we can just apply the principles that Professor Foreman was just talking about, flattening our partner. Okay, at this point, I'm going to drop off the leg and go to the hand. I'm going to finish that pass. Coming in nice and heavy, getting my collar grip, come right over the top, drop my weight, go for the wrist, and slide right through. Here, you guys can take some time, find your base here, okay? It's not just coming through with the knee. Once I drop my elbow, I'm gonna let my hip do all the work now. I'm dropping all the way to the hip, okay? If he's still got a grip on the ankle here, that's fine. I'm literally just gonna flare my knee out, and it's gonna kill the grip at some point. And I can just slide through, and I'll use my hip to cover that hip, again, flattening them out. time. Dropping that hip and that elbow in. He's still got the grip, it doesn't matter. If he, sometimes, a lot of times here, once he starts getting crushed, he'll want to bring the hand out to start fighting. At that point, I'm going to control the hand and start to look for my pass. Flattening him at the end. Alright, on three, you guys. 1, 2, 3. That we had with Professor Foster and Uncle Hanach. He showed this position, his giant stature, inside here crushing our legs apart. Okay? This is basically the position you're going to want to be in if you're inside the guard. Otherwise, we've got to stuff one foot inside. And this is going to happen naturally a lot of times for people that like to play the single leg guards. Okay? So make sure when you step inside, everybody's doing a great job of focusing on getting the pressure, how to step inside and create the pressure on this side. But we've got to make sure that this other leg, we're guiding that. Okay? We don't want to just leave that to the outside and then here, and now this thing's flying out here and able to do whatever it wants, okay? So we're gonna use our hands. First thing is we're gonna guide. And then we're gonna step, and one foot comes inside our legs, okay? Now we're in the position to get the grips. And then the most common reaction from here, you guys, is when I start getting heavy, yeah, he's gonna wanna push away. So he opens that space here, and he makes his hip flexor weak for me to come across and start pinning. Okay, again, dropping my elbow. Here, if they really want to hold on to the ankle, I'm just flaring my knees to the outside. That means I turn my toes with my knee, you guys. Okay, so my whole leg turns to the outside. Now I'm going to flare my knee out. I'm just going to use that as like a little breakdance move right away, keeping the hip pressure. I'm running it back to center. All right, one more time. I'm going to guide those legs, you guys. It doesn't matter which side I step into. I still need to make sure that I'm guiding those legs, getting my squat, grips, cross. All right, let's try it a few more times, you guys. On three. 1, 2, 3. We didn't even address the collar grip. If he's got a collar grip, I'm going to break that off. Boom, right away. Now I get my grips. I start to bring myself inside. Okay? Most likely when I get my proper pressure, they're going to start to push away. Okay? This creates a great opportunity for me to bring that weight across here. Sometimes a person's really big and strong. They're really good at keeping this in here. So now my pass isn't as easy because he's keeping the tension in his front leg. Okay? So a lot of times what's going to happen there is they're going to start to try and open. I'm going to be able to kick out here. Right? Then I'm just going to move to the back. Coming in, as they start to try and open, kick out to the back. You guys have many options from there. Just giving you guys some different examples of the reactions that are going to happen from this position once you start to settle the proper weight for the guard pass. So that means you stepped in right here, and then you got your weight here. Now there's got to be a reaction, otherwise we're just going to pass like I just showed you guys. Right? So sometimes there will be the difference of them trying to open and push. This will create that opportunity to get out. Or sometimes they want to try and suck you in and try and start lifting you. Okay? This one I love even more because now I'm just going to switch. I'm going to ride right up the center. And now I'm just going from my cross knee to this side. And now there's absolutely no way that this guy's getting his knee inside for my cross knee pass because he's completely flat. The second he starts to turn on me at all, I'm just going to drop my hip inside that space and start to ride it back for the pass. Okay, so again, this is working like, I call this like my double knee slide. Because I'm coming here, I'm either going to knee slide here, or if they start to try and lift me and pull me in, boom, coming right up the center. Now all my weight is in my knee, so as he starts to turn, I'm going to drop that weight with my hip, start to look for that pass. Okay. Kicking out, starts to lift me in, knee comes all the way up in the center. Like I'm bringing it right to his throat, you guys. So now all my weight is here. Now he's got to turn to try and recover something. And I just drop the hip in the pocket, start to push back to complete the pass. All right. One more time, you guys. Couple more minutes back and forth, play with those. or just keep tightening the pass that we already worked on. On 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna teach for big groups like this. If any of you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram or anything, you guys see I travel all over the world, and we're getting involved with teaching bigger groups like this more consistently. And it's definitely like, aside from competition, like I remember when I started, it took about 5 months for me to realize that I wanted to become a black belt world champion way back when I started, like almost 14 years ago. And now my journey has changed to not only loving and being passionate about competition and bettering myself through that journey there, but teaching is an absolute passion for me, and I really love the opportunity to spread my knowledge and pick up lessons from everybody that I get to meet from all over the world and different academies. So it's really a pleasure to be here with you guys today, and thank you guys for being here and supporting Tony. It's such a great cause. Really appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and hand the floor over to Professor James Reed.
Again, I talk a lot, so I'm going to try to get right into it and just kind of get into the positions. The way I feel, a lot of times I look at it, I think it's just kind of a game of frames. You know, like I always want to build my frame, keep my frame, and I want to destroy your frame. You know, and when you first start, you destroy your own frame. Some people pass your guard and they're like, "Hey, you're good," but really you just did it to yourself. And so, like I said, and so that basically what I want to do is when I start off, my frame was destroyed, and then later we'll kind of show the better ways I set this up. So this is basically what it is, old school sweep. So as I'm here, I got half guard and I screwed up, and he smashed me down here. So like he's got the shoulder pressure, he's got all this, I'm pushing, and I can't seem to, to get out from here. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I push as if I'm trying to like sell the fact, like that I'm trying to bench him up. Of course, that's not gonna happen. There's no way I'm gonna bench him off. He's drops his head like this. His knees are down, like this. Yeah, like this. I'm pushing like this. So both knees are up. One's in my pit. I'm pushing, and then what I do is bust drive. So I let go as I'm pushing up, and then suddenly go like that. Okay. So as I'm benching up, I make sure my arm blocks his leg right here. I'm pushing like this. So even if he has me like real high, I can just lean high. I bring it to higher like that. Like this. When I'm benching up, I'm sliding my body up. So I push, and see how it puts his knee down on that side, and gets me down to block this arm right here. So I'm benching as I'm trying to sell this, like I'm trying to push him off me. I'm now gonna bust drive. So I hit him in the head. I block his leg like this. I go boom. I jump right to that side. So those sweeps where you think at first like, yeah, right. But it works. It's embarrassing when it works. The reason why it works is because the guy's squeezing you like a wrestler, just trying to smash you. And I sell that by pushing him, and just jump to the other side. Okay? So again, he's got face pressure. His knees are up high like this. I push and I'm walking myself up this way as I'm acting like I'm benching him up, which makes him hold me tighter. Now my arm can get right here to block his leg. I'm pushing like this, and then suddenly I go, and just drop. I just side control. I make sure I land on my hip, and I control here. Now I can start doing stuff where I push, going to mount like we did earlier, whatnot, or start passing the guard. Okay? Very, very basic sweep. Do one more time. Knees, he's on his knees are high. I push as if I'm benching him off me. Here, push, not happening. I go, just jump over the side on my hip. Now I'll start looking up past the guard. Make sense? All right, let's try, guys. I got real confident with it, but my teammates started calling me on it. We're gonna go into this later and stuff. But one thing I was noticing is not landing on my knees. Okay, fellas, when I'm here on this one, now again, he's smashing me. I'm pushing like this, benching as if I'm going to, and I hit, and I land right on my hip. I try not to land on my knees. When I land on my hip, I don't land like this. Okay, I sink into it, land, and my head's like near his shoulder. I'm grabbing I like put my 2 fingers in his pit, and I'm diving my head forward like this. Now I start looking for my passes, and stuff like that, or going to mount, okay? So try not to land on your knees, okay? Or so they can do this next routine. So, as I'm here, same thing, I got smashed, boom, and like I said, I got real comfortable with this, and later I changed the position, okay? And there's a lot of other things I do from it. So I'm selling like this, and all he has to do is loosen up and touch the mat when I go to hit him. So he's here, I'm like here, and I go, and that didn't work. My right foot, that's in the half guard, bends into the bend of his knee. Okay, so it's here. Now all I do is I go back the other direction. So my hand blocks his arm, I step on my foot, and I lift, and I sweep in this direction. So what I'm not using is not like momentum, but I'm hitting it like this, is like, you know, using momentum of it. I'm prying him from the ground. Okay, so show again. So a lot of times, since I really start liking that sweep, is I almost go like that sweep, this one, go like, just, you know, barely even doing anything, barely lose. I go here, and then I step on my foot. On my foot, my arm blocks his arm. I lift my hips up, and I just sort of this up. Get on my hip. Okay? If I came up, he would step on his foot. Maybe the same thing for me. Okay? So I try to stay on my hip and look for a tight, slow pass. So I'm here, smashing me. I push like this. I go bump, step, pry him out of the ground. I always look for that right when he lands. Somebody's not holding, so I immediately try to, okay, didn't get it this time. Now I look for passing the guard. Okay. Again, I messed everything up. Smashes. I go bump, didn't work. Step on my foot, and I lift him out of the ground. I blocked his arm, and I like to push his hip. So I go push, and I pry him over there, and look to step out. Good? All right, let's try again. My foot goes to the bend of his knee. I'm stepping on my foot, and I'm lifting my hips. I'm now taking him from the ground. Now I'm just following the structure. And I'm looking to step out. Okay? So I'm prying him from the ground. I'm not using like a, throwing him over. Okay? If anything, I see sometimes when you guys learn it, is they bump this way, and then they open their leg. You know what I mean? I'm bumping, stepping on my foot, and just prying him out. Okay? Right. So what happened is my team got hit to that. So I started doing this, and I set him up. They get a hold of my head, and he dropped to his hip. Now, just like when I twist sweep them, I can't twist sweep them. And now I've given them all my frame, and everything went downhill real quick. Okay? So again, that being said, when you do twist sweep them, make sure you follow your hip, so they don't just sweep you back. Okay? So in this case, what I started doing is I have my frame. Okay? Again, it's all about destroying someone's frame. If you guys look at my elbow, I like my foot to be here, and I like to have my elbow opening my knee up. So he comes at me, and I go like that. He goes to push my knee inside, and my elbows, I'm not doing this, because I feel it gets closed down. I'm doing this, like opening my hip up, and then holding his shoulder and his bicep. So now I don't let him hold my head, because he might drop to his hip and it'd be bad. So as I'm here like this, I'm controlling his arm, I give up the underhook. So now I go here, and I give it up, and he smashes me, and I twist the bicep. Okay. So again, I'm here, I got my frame. Okay, and like I was saying, if someone doesn't just pass your guard, if he smashes my frame down, I don't go like this, tell him like good job. I go here, I lift up his neck, I get my frame back. Okay, I have to always constantly fight for this frame. But what I make him think is I accidentally screwed up my own frame. So I have my grips, I'm controlling this. As I'm kicking this leg straight through, my arm's coming over and blocking his arm. I'm getting my hips under and stepping on my foot and lifting. Right. So again, I pretend like I'm here. So my students all start messing that up on me. So I go like this, and he wouldn't engage. So I go like this, and I'm like, he's not getting that underhook anymore. So now I sit up and go, you know, but really, yeah, I just sit there, and I just kind of go, oh man, underhook. They go smash it, lift. But make sure again, you guys are prying, and then when I sweep, so again, as I'm here, I go, boom, catch, hips go under, I lift. As I sweep, I stay on my hips. If I come up, I do the same thing for me. Okay? So stay on your hip, and then you can start doing the high and back there. And all this stuff. Good? Good? Let's try again.
Awesome. Claudius. Guys, I just want to start out with just everybody doing a nice simple Omoplata, okay? So we're just going to start out this series where everyone's going to set up their Omoplata. I don't care what position you set it up for it because it all ends the same, right? So just for the sake of getting used to it, I'm just going to cross grip, pull the arm across, bring my head towards his knee, and put my feet by his head, okay? Just nice, simple. I just want everybody to take a few minutes, cross grip, pull towards the leg, head towards the knee, and think about bringing my feet back towards his head, okay? So just nice, simple. Grab a partner and just start warming up with a couple of Omoplatas. That's it. That's where I'm going to start it. Got it? 1, 2, 3. A lot of back and forth you can do with the Omoplata. So one of the first points I want to point out while I'm doing my omoplata is when I'm coming through, occasionally I get that big guy, that really strong guy that wants to sit up into me to defend it, right? And I know from there I can either, hopefully he turns into me and maybe I can get a triangle, or maybe he sits up just right, I can get a sweep. But oftentimes I just want him back down. So all I have to do to get him back down is to straighten my legs. All right, I don't bend them yet. All right, because sit up on me, Claudius. Bring me up, seriously, try, right? I have a hard time keeping him down here this way. Now sit up with me. Right? Boom. Right, so right when I go for my omoplata, right when I'm setting it up, when I come up, I keep my legs straight. I come down straight first. It's a lot harder for him to sit up with me. Then I can turn my legs out. I don't turn my legs in, because then his elbow's loose and he's gonna roll it right out. I'm gonna turn it out and go for my kiss. All right? Now, Claudius, put me in a omoplata. Now here's the fun part about omoplata. You're not screwed here. Sure, I can turn into him if I have him set up a triangle, or I can have him set up a sweep. But what I really like to do is look for this arm on my opponent. So if he's going for my omoplata, I look for that arm, and I grab that sleeve, and I just tuck my head, roll, and reverse it, and turn it into my own omoplata. Nice, simple move. It's always there. So he sets me up. I look for his arm, even if his arm's not here, it's on my waist, like he's keeping me from rolling. That's fine, because when I look under, look, I can see where his arm is. Right? Right up where I need to be. Boom. Kiss. Everybody got that?
Good.
All right, you want to see it again, or you want to try it?
One more time.
One more time. I don't like to look on your face. So again, omoplata, right? And I don't want to just give it to him. There's a little bit of defense on my part. I'm not just bending over and letting him have it. I'm making myself strong, looking for that arm, grabbing it, If he's got my waist, that's fine. I can just keep my waist, it's fine. I can grab it to start it, and I'm looking, just like break fall roll. I'm looking at my up knee, I'm rolling over, pulling his arm through, straightening my legs, coming out. All right? You guys got it?
Good.
All right. 1, 2, 3. So I want to point one thing out. Yeah, grab under my leg like Eli was doing. Yeah, so when someone grabs your leg like this on an omoplata, that roll is not going to work very well for you. You can initiate it, you can come through, but you got a lot of extra work right here to get that foot in the armpit and finish it. Okay. This roll works the best when they've got their arm around your waist. All right, the traditional, this is how you do it in omoplata. This is really where it's gonna come in, is when that arm's around the waist. But in the case where I can't roll, for whatever reason I'm just stuck and he can't do it, that's fine, I've got a different defense for it. I like to start backing into him and stepping over and bringing my knee close to the head for a nice tight grip. All right, so I have options from here. As soon as I get up here, you guys saw I can pull my arm right out. All right, I can do shoulder locks, I can do wrist locks. It really depends on what his arm's doing. But what I really like to do, hug that arm, switch base to a arm bar. Ready? Yeah. Bring my leg over his head. So I've got my foot wrapped around his neck for the arm bar. The reason why I love this is this works on everybody on every size, even coach. And I know that for a fact. But this foot wrapped around the neck is effortless. So if the big guy tries to sit up on you, not really trying. I'm not even trying. I'm just squeezing my legs together.
Go a little harder then.
So, all right, I can't roll. He's got me just trapped. I step over. When I'm stepping over him, I'm leaning into him, and I'm bringing my knee close to his head. I'm taking away all the space I can. When I get here, I can bring my arm right out The only thing he's got is my gi, and it's just a twist, and you're out, right? And depending on what he's doing with his arm, it's going to dictate my next move. In most cases, he's out here playing, right? So like T-lock, wrist lock, whatever. But I'll go for the hug. I'll switch my base, so my other knee's around the head. Maybe I'll switch my grip. Lift my leg over his face, wrap his neck with my top of my foot. Sit back. Again, no hands, try to get out. And I can talk, and you can hear how much effort I'm putting in holding him here. So go ahead and, anybody want to see that again? One more time. I feel rushed, so I apologize. If I'm somebody big like Eli, okay. I was going to grab Coach because he's filming.
No way, you already told him how much you beat me up. Not putting it on video.
So I just want to show the effectiveness of this attack on a bigger guy, on a bigger, stronger guy. So again, I roll over. I have to hide my knee wherever Eli's at his arm.
You fell the other way.
Yeah. Thank you, Eli. My technique only works if you work with me. So again, you know, if his arm's out there, I've got lots of options here. But the arm bar itself, hug, switch my knees to the other side. All right. I like to lean, bring my foot over the head. I break less noses that way. Leg over. I sit back. And again, try to sit up, Eli. It's just, all I'm doing is pushing my feet to the floor. Can you get up?
No.
Try to put your hands together. It's just effortless. Even on the big guy. Okay, got it?
Good.
All right, 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to use. If his arm is through like this is a great opportunity. Guys, just to set up the arm bar or the key lock or the wrist lock, whatever you're going to go for from here. Right? If his arm's around my waist and I try that move, it's like, yeah, sure, I can get up there. Keep it going. But most of the time when you come up, you're going to find out you've got the arm locked underneath you, which is fine. You're just going to set something else up. But if his arm's around my waist, that's when I want to roll. I want to do the forward shoulder roll and reverse that. Does that make sense?
Okay, so guys, take a look at this here, right? We're just going to start real basic, but then you'll be able to kind of see where this is going to play out in other, scenarios, and depending on what my guy's playing, what guard game, and things like that, right? So here's what I want you guys to do. Your partner's just going to start with his feet on the hips. I'm going to grab a hold of the pant legs, right at the bend of the knee. My knuckles are facing in. My forearms are resting on his shins. And I'm going to crowd him a little bit here. And again, like I said, we're just going to go over the mechanics real quick, okay? So, grabbing a hold of the pant legs, forearms resting onto his shins here like this. Look, I'm going to drop my right elbow to the inside of his leg. As I clear his foot off of my hip, I'm going to start to swim my left hand in. Okay? So I clear the foot off my hip, I swim, and I'm going to back step now. Okay? Now look at here, my left hand's reaching to grab a hold of his belt right by his hip. I'm going to slide my left knee in nice and tight, and I'm going to have a seat. Slide it in, have a seat. Okay? Now from here, my right hand is going to grab a hold of his belt, and I'm putting my elbow to the inside of my knee. Okay, here like this. So it just locks him in here in this position. For him to want to pull his leg out or to kind of back away or things with shrimp or something, he's kind of trapped for a little bit. So like I said, we're starting off here just so that we can go over the A, B, and C, but you can really see now, like if guys are playing the Laranja guard or things like that. Okay, here, grab, forearms, elbow's gonna come inside. As I clear that foot off my hip, swim, back step. Okay, I'm picking up that leg, I'm pulling it in nice and tight. So look here, you guys. As I slide my knee in, I'm gonna give a little pull on the belt. I'm gonna tuck my left foot in, and I'm gonna have a seat. There. Now here, just to keep it locked in nice and tight, I take my elbow and I go here, just trapping that leg, okay? One last time here. Okay, first, 1, 2, back step, pull them in, grab the belt, and tuck, right? Let's just start getting in that position, okay? So what you'll do is like grab a partner, and then I'm gonna talk you through it the first time, and then I'll switch you, and I'll talk your partner through it, okay? All right, let's break. 1, 2, what do you do? What? All right, grab him. So he does most of the work for you. But just so that we could kind of break it down, I started with, very simply, with my guy. Feet on the hip, hands on the pant legs. I clear one. I swim the other. I back step. When I back step, you see how I'm picking up his leg really tight here. Okay, now look at this here. I had a lot of people as I was walking around, they were saying, I'm getting his leg trapped in there. He can't pull his leg out. Yeah! That's what we're doing. And then, so now here, right, once you trap this leg, I got a couple reactions from my opponent. One is, he likes to sit up on me. My forehead goes into his shoulder, okay? Now I try not to put the top of my head. I don't want to smash my neck or anything like that. And as you can see, I have a tiny little pencil neck. So I try to put my forehead into his shoulder. My right hand now here that was on the belt is going to go for an underhook here. Now look at my left foot. See how my left foot's in there? I'm just going to slide it back, and then I'm going to push my knee down to the ground. Once I slide it back and I push my right knee down to the ground, now my right knee has to be all the way down on the ground. Don't try to pass until your right knee hits the ground. Then look at this. You hear it? Sometimes I may have to go a little bit, and I'll pass. Okay? And again, like I said, sometimes I just do this. The guy's really good there, Riva. I just don't want to deal with it, right? Maybe he's just starting to lace it in already. He's going for it, right? Lock him in. Not going to deal with it. He starts to sit up, underhook, here, okay? So then you see, like I'm still holding onto his belt, right? I got him in this nice little package here, so I can just push him back down, drop my knee. Now look here, step, clear. Okay. Again, here. Sometimes too now, I like the guys will sit up a lot, but if he doesn't sit up, sometimes you can just force this issue. Grab, pull yourself up, drop your knee, and drop. Good? But for right now, let's have our partner just kind of sit up on us so we can put our forehead into their shoulder, get our underhook, smash him back down, drop your knee, and pass. I'll talk you through it. Okay, grab your partner, let's go. Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, so partner's got the feet on the hips. You're grabbing a hold of the pant legs. Your forearms are resting on their shins.
Yeah.
Your right elbow comes in. You clear the foot. You swim the left hand underhook. You back step with your left leg, pull the knee in, slide them into your locked position. Your right elbow's in nice and tight to your knees. Now, guys, on your back, start to sit up. Good. Guys on top. Your forehead's going into their right shoulder. Not the top of your head, but your forehead. Your right hand swims underneath their arm. Just roll your left foot back, start to drive up, drop your right knee down to the ground, drop your right hip down to the ground, free the leg to pass. All right, do that about 1,000 times.
That is not
fun. You're gonna look at that, whatever, fancy magic talking box, and you're gonna be able to kind of work on this over and over and over, okay? So here's the next one, guys, here. Feet on the hips, and again, many different entries, right? Sometimes I just enter into it here, right? Sometimes he's playing De La Heat, all kinds of stuff. De La Laranja. Okay, so here, clear, back step, grab the belt, I pull him in, I locked him here. Now, he doesn't sit up. He wants to stay down there. In fact, yeah, look, he's kind of posting on me here. Okay? Sometimes this leg swings all the way over. Guys kind of, they don't like this, so they do something. But I just lift it up on top of my shoulder, here. Then from here, look at, I grab a hold of his belt, so I'm holding it up on top of my shoulder. Now I'm just gonna grab here, and I'm gonna duck my head up. Right? I'm gonna start to come up. When I come up, as soon as my butt comes up off the mat, I have to triangle my legs. Here. Now, once you get here into this position, careful not to rip your partner, but you want to stretch him a little bit. Grab a hold of the belt. There's ankle locks and bicep, calves, whatever. But let's just get to his back. Stretch him a little bit. Grab a hold of his belt with your left hand. Swim your right hand through and over the top. Unlock. Pull yourself up. Punch him in the face. Yeah, sorry, bro.
Double bonus.
Here. Okay. Nice and slow, guys. Look here. Clear. Swim. Back step. Here. Throw this up on the shoulder. Grab him. There's probably other ways. I just like this. This seems to be super easy for me. If I grab here, almost always done. Now look at my right hand's coming across here. I'm going to come up. I can use my left hand here to post. As soon as I start to come up, look at my legs. Good. Now look, I just want to drop my right shoulder on the ground. When I do that, I'm putting it into a bottom four quarter, and I'm just going to stretch it a little bit. Just a little bit. Stretch. Grab a hold of the belt. Swim the right arm. Get your right arm over the top of his leg. It's no rush here, right? You got him in a pretty good spot. Free. Come on. Okay. One last time, and then I'm going to talk you through it because, again, there's a lot of steps in here. But listen, it's okay to have a lot of steps. Don't shy away from techniques that have a lot of steps. Embrace techniques that have a lot of steps. Black belts just have way more steps. That's it. They may not know how to teach those steps, or they may still be thinking like, oh, it's a 3-step move. No, but in their own rolling, they've broke it down to step number 1, A, B, C, D. So embrace lots of steps. It's a good thing, okay? Here. Here. Got him in the lock, right? We've all got here. Now just lift up, right? Here. Swing. Once I get here, look, I'm just hugging his leg in nice and tight. Post my left hand, I come up, watch my feet. Here, move. Stretch, pancake is over, up. Good. Come on, easy, let's do it. I'm gonna talk you through it. Grab your partner, when you lay a bit, you know, you can kind of do some drills where you step one side. Drill, step one side, you know, kind of get it real smooth and things like that, right? But, you know, I find for me, when guys want to play the De La Riva, if I can sit down and lock this up, it just kind of zaps them a little bit. They tend to not want to play. Sometimes guys swing that leg over all by themselves. They're trying to escape. You just get here, you roll, right? So a lot of these things are going to come your way. He sits up, I underhook, so on and so forth, right? All that stuff. Now here, you know, if I start to bring this leg all the way over my head here, I want to roll this way. If he kind of, you know, starts leaning his weight this way, so you can just bring him that way. Oh, where are we at? We're right here, right? Sometimes, like I said, there's a couple, go ahead and roll right back. I know a couple big guys in my gym, they just do that one from the beginning. Come here, fucker, right? And they just roll you right over, right? So that's great, you can do that too. Or, you can go here like this, they fight back, and then boom. So whatever you like. Another thing, and I'm just going to leave it at this one. You know, like, you know, back like when you were, you know, early on, Jiu-Jitsu, like you'd sit down for that ankle lock, it was really ugly and stuff, and you'd sit down and then they'd spring right up on you, stand over, you know, you go like this, and then they just pull your right up. Sometimes when I'm doing this, it's so tight on the leg, sometimes I get some squirrely guys will just, oh God, they'll come right up, okay? So here, you kind of backstep here. Like now when I sit down, he's going to feel that pressure on his leg. He's going to already start to be sitting up. He's going to take that momentum. He's going to want to come up on top of me. Right? So, they, you can break it down, right? It looks like he starts to sit up. Look at where my right foot is. It's a hook. So, they're playing De La Riva. sit back, trap that leg, they stay put, or if they sit up, drive your knee through, duck under, roll, force them back. It's a great little game. It's fun. Takes a little bit of practice. That's why I say those good little drills, stepping in and out, stuff like that. All right? You get that video or whatever, and you guys can really kind of practice it, practice. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was nice. We're gonna use thank for Brian Johnson, all that stuff, but he used a lot of steps. He used up all the steps for her. And back in Brazil, we didn't have a lot of steps. We had to make do. We had to make do what we had for her. So let me to get Nathan Adamson. You remember him from the other shit. Okay. So say I have a guy here, and he wanna play that stuff, that De La Jiva, or any of that stuff that people like to do. A lot of time they gonna came, or sometimes they wanna get into there and do that other open stupid one where they do that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the pressure with my my arm here. So I'm gonna take, and I'm just gonna put here and pass. And it seemed like, oh, Renato, that's too simple. Why that's gonna work? Well, I did a lot of undercover work, Tech Planet, that guys do like that stuff here. They have wily legs, and the reason why I'm trapped that one, because now when I came here, he's behind me, okay? And then I turn here, and I can, okay? So now, in this situation, when I pass, I have here, okay? I'm gonna pass, and then, porra, I'm here, okay? And then guess what? Porra, I got you toothy. That was fast than the eye can see. That's disgusting. Put that disgusting thing back in your mouth. That's what you get for having that. Let me get somebody. Which man among you or woman among you is not afraid to have that? Came up here. Okay, this gentleman here. He got this brownie. No, but go down. Okay. So this gentleman either have that or he start to turn to his side to get some of that stuff like that, okay? What I want to do, I want to automatically put the pressure here and put his heel to his ass, okay? So now, when I'm slide, I came through, and then when I turn here, I block the hip because everybody gonna try to slide in here. Because I'm protect now, he's not gonna pummel his leg over anymore, right? I came through here, so this I don't have to worry about. But if I came here, he have too much space. So when I'm here, we're here, boy, I come here, and then I just block the hip, okay? So as I came down, oh, and a lot of you are gonna be afraid. Here's what's gonna happen to 90% of you guys when you do it. You're gonna go like this, because you don't wanna hurt your partner. Okay? You're not gonna hurt that guy or even somebody little, because when I did this, I don't aim to his balls, I don't aim to his chest, his face. I've gone to the mat, okay? So it's just a knee slice, but I can go as hard as I want. Porra. It's not gonna hurt nobody, just aim for the mat. So we're here. And then onto that, like that. Okay, you understand? So once again, and also if somebody ever gets you too much here, flared out, just put your knees. Like that old, who saw the Master Killer, that old Kung Fu movie, where you go, hee 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 hee. You seen that one? You remember that, he have the heat. So he's there, boy, you're gonna, okay? But then, you here, you're gonna put the pressure in. And just melt, don't be stiff. When you're stiff, I'm like a piece of furniture, you can move just one piece. If I'm stiff like that, he can push me. I'm one piece. But if I'm loose, I'm heavy, I melt onto him, you know? I'm just gonna be heavy and melt. Then when he pushes this way, this melt into here, this coming, I'm gonna melt into that guy, okay? So once again, you're here. I'm gonna put that pressure, boom. And then sometimes what's gonna happen, that guy is he's gonna turn a lot here, and then you end up, but you still smash, okay? So sometimes, don't matter how we're here, boom, or he goes more that way, you know, you right there, you're in the driver's seat, okay? Even that guy, look, he don't even know what hit. Okay? But the key ingredient, and for those you guys did MMA, like in the old days, we did vouch though. We didn't have a lot of holes in that day. But you're kicking that, caralho. I'm high or I'm high? Okay? So I want you to, anybody have a question? Because I don't want you to, when we start, you go, boy, how you did that and what hand are you? Tell me now. Okay, one more time. Remember, if you just let him to keep it here and you try to do that stuff, he's gonna lift you and do some funny stuff like the Lowry's brothers. Where's the Larry brothers? Larry.
Behind you. Larry.
And where's your brother? The fake meow brothers. There was everything handed to them on a silver platter because they from the Lowry's fortune. The seasoned salt. Okay, so we're here. Okay, so he's got strong, or he's trying to tilt to get that shit. And before he did that, you gotta get in there. Okay, even if he's got that, I can still do that stuff. Okay, but we're here. The most important, I gotta put that pressure. Either I have my foot still on the ground, I do that, or I'm up here. And when I go, it's that easy. Okay? So, I wanna take that with the ball of my foot still on the ground. Okay? So, I'm here, and it's like I step into his ass. There. Then, when I'm headed to go, and sometimes it look messy. It's like a scramble, but you always in control. You just hide the wave like that. He's here, we go, and it don't matter. Like go. What's your impulse? Like if we was home. And try to just make sure you block that before he get a chance. But the fact that you had that here, whatever he wanted to do with that is gonna be just a little too late. You understand? That makes sense? So I want you to put pressure. Don't try to come up here. Put pressure. See that? Okay, that makes sense? Trust me, I did that to a lot of guys who's very hard to pass. Okay? Do 2 more, and then we're gonna do a variation from that, from the ground. Okay, porra. We're gonna do another stuff. Oh, okay, so on this one, okay, so you're not always gonna have the benefits to have a guy just flat on his back laying down like you gonna die, okay? A lot of times, who said, I don't want you tender hooks onto the back, huh? Never mind him. We focus on him. So, we're here now, okay? This guy, boy, he wants to do some damage to me, okay? So now, what I want to do is I want to walk. How we can? I don't know. You gotta. If you can't see it, you can't see it. Okay. But what I'm gonna do, like that, maybe. I'm gonna walk this into him. Okay. Now, sometimes he's strong. He's not gonna let you go too far. The best would be to have next to his balls. Something tell me he's too strong. I'm not gonna get all the way over there, okay? But what I want to do is I want to just get at least ankle to ankle on there, okay? And then the next thing is most important. At the same time, I'm gonna reach for his hip kind of area here, okay? So I'm gonna go here, boom. Okay, so it's one move. And also, you see how I'm starting? Like that. Also, when I start and I'm in this position, I don't want to come here and have him doing some under my legs. I'm stingy with that one. And I come here. And if I see him come to grab or something, you know, I'm ready to protect my stuff here. Okay? So now, I'm gonna, one move. And then what this does here, I'm holding, I don't need, you can grab the gi if you want, but I'm teaching stuff you can do in no gi or gi, whatever. And I don't, even though he have a gi on, I don't need to grab it, okay? I have the hold here, and I tight clinch here, okay? Now what I'm gonna do, okay? And if he's a big stubborn guy, sometimes when I came here, I can, you wanna keep in like that. I'm not gonna do hard here. You can shoulder check when you go. So I'm gonna jump through here. A little bit. But I want to go to his chest. But if his nose or his beard, the whiskers end up in there, it's all the same to me. Okay. So I'm here, not okay. I came here. Okay, so I immobilize the hip, so he's not at all. Another important step. As I do that, I'm also hold here, because I don't want him to move any of that stuff. So I'm here and here, okay? But just like the last one, I still have that trap. So when I go, okay? So he'll fast, we're in here. It can sometimes just be that quick, like that. And the people, what just happened to me? You understand? So once again, we're here. If I can get you there, it's big trouble, okay? So again, don't shoot to his chest, don't shoot to his ball. Shoot to the open space here. And you can end up to here, or you can end up to here, okay? Anybody got a question? And don't feel stupid if you don't understand. I'd rather you hear the question now than to do the later stuff. Or to doing some other shit I didn't touch. Or you just talk to your friend. Anybody? So everybody understand that one? Even Dan Salo. Is he fresh to see you in your gi? But you're a shadow of your former self. Okay, I'm gonna show one more time. Over here, and creep in. And it's okay because a lot of time, sometimes you go here to get in the middle, and these guys want to get you outside there to do some shits to you, okay? Because they want to get on. So let them try. Oh, you want that? Okay, boy. So I'm here. Now from here, it's what's your reaction? Your natural reaction. You have a lot of control here. My God, this thing came from my God's speech. You understand? My God don't like you as much. Okay, that's why he's end up to his back. Okay. Boy, you're gonna don't have you on out here, outside the leg here. You're not helping yourself. You ever seen a Thai clinch like that? The Chinese guys in Thailand. Okay, so you gotta remember that Chinese guy and to emulate that. So you have here and here. You see how he have a handle here. Oh, I love him. But everybody have a little something. Even Fash have a lot. So we're here and here. So now, when we hold I hear somebody talk. So when I have here, it's like he's stuck. All here. Okay? Now all I'm doing is okay? So remember it's like that. Not that. You're all off. And he feel your hips. how you like to move. And then by the time you're doing something that you want to do to get out of there, it's kind of too late at this point. There's not too many people, and it's not just me. You guys, once you learn to do that, a lot of people can't hit cover. They're gonna have to stop it before this part. But if they let you get all three of that once, it's kind of like, there's no, what he's gonna do. It's lucky I don't compete on the master one because I let everybody else to wet their beak a little bit, to taste some of the rarefied air that me and Jiva was experiencing, and also a lot of punta okay, so, just get to the side again then. We're not just coming here. I don't know how many of you people thought that we're just supposed to came here. Well, you're not gonna admit to it, but I seen this, okay? The reason why we don't wanna do that is because these days, as soon as I do that, and I come through, I do everything nice, I came through, he's gonna come over my head, that leg, and he's gonna square up. He can do whatever, but he's, a lot of times they square back up. And you're gonna do that 50 times. He's came around, but over your head, because I can stuff that stuff, but when they come over, it's a pain in the ass. You got them doing it over and over. They got like an octopus, okay? So the whole reason why we're doing this, just like when we did it up top, right? Remember he's laying down. We're putting that pressure here, and we're keeping that, so that when we're here and I'm almost past, he wanna try to get around me, and he's not gonna get around. You understand? So when I come in here, I walk into here and still. I'm here. Okay? So the whole reason is so that I can just go here. It's too late for him to do all that business here. It's monkey business as far as I'm concerned. So, one more time. The walk is not in the middle here. The walk is, even if he don't give me a lot, I don't know how you're gonna react in a here one, but even if you hear, then I'll take it, okay? Okay? So, but you have to make contact with that, because these days, I'm telling you, all these guys doing birdie and all that, you're gonna knock that out of there. And a lot of times, they don't even know it's happening. They just think you happen to be next to them. They just focusing kind of on this stuff, and then they don't realize it's too late for her. Oh. You understand? Makes sense? Maybe just do 1, 2 each, and then we're gonna let one of this other guys. It's kind of anticlimactic. Because you know how it is, but you're gonna get to the same respect to some of that guys that he was short match. Okay? But you have to move on. Just like when I leave tomorrow, you're gonna have to suffer through the depression to feel a loss. You're gonna feel a sense that you lost in your life. And you're gonna wanna look upon me to the flesh, and I'm not gonna be there for it. But it's time. We gotta give some of the Chinese to some of the other guys. And this next guy is a guy who came to prominence on the 70s and made a lot of music with his brother Carlos. And they did a lot of guitar stuff and Mexican stuff. And but he was attracted to the other kind of arts, the martial arts, and also the arch suave. And without further ado, Jiva Asanchana.
Alright guys, that was a pleasure being here, and then today is a little different. I always come to the seminars, but I'm having a chance to learn a lot from those guys, like a lot of variations, a lot of cool stuff that we're learning today. And I was thinking, I was in the corner watching, and I was watching, and when I first came here to teach class or seminars, it was like around like 99, 98, 99, and we always come in like, man, I want to make this people mind blow away, like with this cool pass, this cool swift. And you got all excited because it's kind of like your A game stuff that you like to do, and you go for the pass, and you show the pass, and there's no reaction. No one's like, so where's the finish? Where's the choke? Where's the armbar? Where's this? Where's that? And I got like so upset at the time because like, man, it was a nice whip, a lot of details, a lot of steps on it, but people just looking for the finish. What? I didn't see the guy tapped out. And nowadays I see like how you guys so interesting for detail, because now you guys know what makes the difference, right? Your choke, your submission, your armbar, it's never gonna work if you don't have a solid position, if you don't pass the guard, if you don't sweep somebody and get in a dominate position, you're not gonna have a submission. Then what you gotta do? Look for detail, right? Look for like, for those fights inside the battle, right? I call fights inside the battle when you fight for the grip, when you fight for an angle, just the angle that neutralizes your opponent. Just when you fight for that, it gets you in a better position. So now that's really nice to see people like, so, wow, did we see any submission today? Not at all, huh? No. Or did? One maybe, right? Just the Omoplata or, a choke, right? But always technique, that's really important, right? It's really important because when you get to the dominant position, when you control someone, you have the beautiful side control, mount, back taking, to tap someone out would be easier. But to get to that position, it's really hard, right? So that's awesome. Just gotta keep that way. That's Jiu-Jitsu evolution, right? That's like we're doing like back home, like I gotta sharpen up my pass. It's, of course, the submissions is important. When your passes and your sweeps are 100%, you're doing so awesome on those things, and you cannot tap people, then you gotta sharpen up your submissions. But other than that, you gotta control your opponent, right? Dominate positions, all those things. And it was awesome to see that today. We love it. That's cool, right? Just because of that, I'm gonna show submission today. Right? It's, I think it showed us before, it's an armbar that I like to do from the guard. It's a little variation, and it works from standing from the bottom. We're gonna start from the bottom. I think I showed before, but I'd like to show it again. And if you have time, I'll show cool new stuff that I'm doing now. Right? Definitely. So it's gonna be from the guard. I hope you can see it.
So I have a jack on my close guard, right? And what I'm looking for right now to get a submission or to get the armbar that I like to work is just break his posture and barely make his arm move to the side of my body. It doesn't have to touch full on the floor. Of course, if it does, it's awesome. That's what I'm looking for. But you know those guys that sometimes they hold your gi here, they want to open guard this way. It can work that way too, just moving around and get the arm trapped here, right? But to make it simple, you get to that point of the feeling later, right? When you learn how to do, now I have the feeling. When he put the hand in here, I know I have the arm already, right? So just because it's on the side, right? But to make it simple and you get a perfect technique, we're gonna put on the floor, right? So when you put his hand on the floor, you gotta pick a side what you want. I'm gonna go for this side here. Sorry, you guys. You gotta grab, I do both sides. You gotta grab like behind his elbow, right? Gotta grab the gi, right? I put my palm on his elbow, then I grab the gi, right? That's my first step. My second step, I slide my arm in to trap the arm here, okay? Look, when I do this, pull your arm back. You can pull it, right? Bend your arm up. Oh, short guy. So I go here, trap, and do this, pull. Right? So I'm just trapping the arm. That's how I'm doing, right? But then people are gonna say, get forward. Then here's defend the arm, right? That's on the second hand, getting action. I hold the collar right here. This is my control, my push and pull, right? So if you try to move towards me, I push here, I just control, stop him right here, right? Then I step on the heel. That's all I gotta do, right? You had an option to turn into Omoplata, but we're gonna discuss that later, right? So, to the other side, make him put the hand on the floor, hold the elbow, right? Slide your triceps over his hand. That's what you want to do. Once you hold it here, put your arm back. Lean towards me. I control here, right? So angle a little, and a step, right? Now if you try pull back, it doesn't go. If you try come forward, it doesn't go. To put the pressure, just turn my knee in, pressure right here, step the other one, right here. There's a lot of variations that we can working on, right? I'm just gonna give one to two because I know some of you are not gonna get the first time. When you do this, the reason I told you to put your palm on his elbow, it's because sometimes he's gonna roll the elbow this way and you push it back. Sometimes you go inside and you pull in, right? So you keep playing with his elbow here. So you find the perfect angle to put a pressure behind. That's how you grab right here, right? So now that's all we're gonna do. Down, grab the elbow, trap the arm here. Don't loop around, right? That's too obvious, right? There's a submission here, we know that. But when I do this, he got all defensive, right? And when I just do this here, sometimes I'm just sitting here, I'm playing, put your arm. Ah, strapped, right? So then, right here, right? I'm gonna finish the armbar in different ways in a little bit. You guys got it? Os!
You what I do with this position, right? Like I said in the beginning, we've seen a lot of details that can get us through a pass, through a sweep, or submission, right? The detail is really important. What I try to do, I try to grab the arm. Once I have the arm, I do a lot of stuff with armbar, omoplata, choke. I even let the guy stand up. Then you can have a triangle, you can have a lot of stuff, right? So what we're gonna do is this. You're gonna, when you drill at the gym, when you practice it, try to secure the arm. Don't worry about submission here. Try to find a way that you get your opponent on that situation that he cannot. Come here real quick. You go on the bottom, right? Like if I'm on this situation, what I look first, when my arm is here, right, hold it. What I look first is this. Pull back this way. If I cannot pull back that way, I pull this way, right? That's what I'm looking for to do, to defend. And if I can do any of those two, I'll give the omoplata, right? So I can pull my arm off, right? That's the way, that's what I see. So if you can stop your opponent to pull this way and pull this way, you got something, right? From here, if you work the collar the way that you're supposed to, you already got omoplata. It's a lot of stuff to do, right? We're gonna go a little farther, right? But just think about it. That's all you gotta take from me today. Control the arm. Try to secure the arm. And you can build up your own stuff on the game, right? Hold it there. If you hold it there, if you learn that part, that's good. But let's see what I can do from here, right? So, like I said, sometimes they hold here. People are asking like what I do. I just move, shift. Okay, the arm's right there, right? Sometimes you're gonna hold in the collar. I'm not in a hurry. When I'm here, it's like, I know one time he's gonna sleep and gonna let the arm get under. So the arm is wherever I want right now. So I hold it here. That's my control, right? So once I hold it this is my, how I control the distance, right? I can step here and keep my arm inside, my arm inside of my leg. Why? Because I know sometimes like I'm gonna give the omoplata. Turn to the omoplata. This leg here doesn't let him, right? So he's gonna stand up, stand up. Still have it. Sorry. Still have it, right? So if you try and move back, still have it. Still have it. Choke. Still have it. So just because I didn't let the arm go in, no problem. Just because I didn't let the arm go nowhere, I hold it here and I sit with this. Keep moving. Stand up. I'm still there. I got omoplata already, I know, but I want something better first. I know I have the option. Right, the arm's still there. Right? The arm doesn't move. His arm is straight already. Right? He cannot come in. I have legs to push away. I have arm to push away. He cannot backwards because I have collar to pull in and the same grip here. Right? And if I feel like, okay, I gotta do something, and I go here. I still have the hand on the collar that I can try to choke. If I feel like in a choke, I'm omoplata already, right? So what I want you guys to try to take away today, write it down, how to keep the arm. And from there, build your game on it, right? Shin guard, triangle, omoplata, choke, a lot of stuff to do. All right, guys, wanna practice a little bit? Os. You get the arm in there, you can start building on it, right? One thing that I guarantee you have right away is omoplata. It's always there. It's always there. If you want a quick point or quick turn, go for the omoplata. If you have a little bit there. pride, you want to challenge yourself, and I know I can get something better, then you're working on it. Add on your game, right? Guys, it was a pleasure. There's a lot of people that you guys can learn a little bit from today, right? So I'll pass it on to Travis Brian.
Alright guys, I come up from Houston with Jason. Jason's Tony's brother. We train down there, so we came all the way up from Houston to be here to support this. Appreciate you having us up. On your back, please. I've got a philosophy that I always like to be trying to choke people. Is ABC, always be choking. So I like to work off of those dominant positions to instill those chokes. So I like to do the cut through pass as well, but I like to leave my foot in for quarter guard so I can kill the hip. Okay, so it's the same thing that we've been working on today with the elbows in close, controlling the hip, step through, and then I get to that quarter guard position where my foot comes to the knee and my knee goes into his ribs. So how go back to your side. So how my foot is against his knee, my knee is into his ribs, and my body is looking at that far shoulder here. Okay, so I'm going to show two positions today from this. The first one is as I'm controlling the near side arm, I'm going to let my hand come into the cross collar grip. Okay, so sometimes it can't get as deep as I want it to be, so I grab on the back of the head like a Darce choke, slide my hand up, and then I rotate my arm back. Okay, now that I'm in this position, I can be real stable. I need to make sure my head stays on the near side of the midline. I can't get over here. Jason's going to pull me over the top, and I'm going to be in a terrible position. So I'm sitting on top of his leg, killing the hip with my arm fairly straight here. Elbow pushing down on his chest. Now as you can see, it's lots of seams and lots of pressure on that far side of his shoulder. So I go to reach across. This is the first stop that you have. 9 times out of 10, I don't even like to initially go for this choke because you have to use a lot of strength sometimes. So you go here, his natural reaction is going to be to bring that hand up. I drag the arm across to keep him on his side, push down to my shoulder, and I just give him a hug, good night. Okay? So again, we start from the open guard, elbows to the inside like a grappling stance, push the knee, slide through my elbow, just like Master Hanash said, elbow tight to your body, control the sleeve to the cross collar grip. I grab the back of the head, pull him up, thumb inside to adjust my grip, and rotate back. Keeping my head on the near side of his body, I'm going to reach across, he brings the hand up, I pull across, adjust it down tight, and give him a nice hug, good night. Just one arm does the trick. Any questions? All right, guys, let's try this one out. 1, 2. Again, I kill the hip. I talked to a couple of people about it, really pinning that hip up against their body. Okay, that's what this foot is at. Just like on knee on belly, they go to move, you're using that foot to move with you. If he tries to adjust my hip, all I do is I keep pushing that knee inside. Okay. What I can't allow is that space between my body and his body and my knee, because then he's going to work the elbow inside, sit up to take my back. So that knee is very important, pushing it against his body. Okay. The second thing that's important, my hand. I've got to get a strong first grip. Okay. So I pull the head, adjust, slide that hand through, and rotate down. Okay. You want all those seams on his shoulder. Okay. So from here, I can go for the cross collar choke, or usually I'll tap, his arm will come up, and I'll pull across. Now here's the second part that's important. As I pull across, I want him on his side, and I want to push his arm down on top of my arm. So as my chest comes on top, I just come underneath and bring his body up to me. Okay? Sometimes you get in this situation and one other key detail. I have to keep I generally want to keep in the quarter guard position. For him to defend, what he's going to try to do is get like a little butterfly underneath my foot, kick out of that quarter guard, and then run his hips away from me. You turn over, go to your knees. That way, boom. Okay, so he's going to run his hips away from me to defend. And he's got to get out of the quarter guard position to do that. Okay? So another thing that we can do from this position, if we get in here and we're not able to get to the cross collar too well, is to work to the top side lapel. Okay? Same grips, just using the lapel, doing the same thing. So what I like to do in this position is I'll smash underneath and grab with my arm under that lapel. Slide it back, As I come underneath, I want to make sure that I grab on the top side of my hand. Okay? So on the lapel, I'm going to grab on the top side of my hand, not on the tip. So as I'm here, even if my thumb's inside, I'm under, hand myself the lapel, slide back, pull, hand myself the lapel. Again, from this position, you hang out here long enough, his arm's going to go numb because you're basically wrapping a rope around his arm right now. I need to make sure my head stays way over here. I can't let it get anywhere near the midline of his body, or I'm going to go over the top. Now, can I still finish it from here? Yes, but I'd much rather be on top where it's a lot more pressure, okay? So again, I adjust. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Tap, or you can grab the seam right there. Pull the arm across. Give him a nice hug. And wake him up when he's done. So again, same thing, cut through pass, boom, elbows inside. Even if he stays on his side, boom, over the top here. Under, just like it's exactly like a Darce choke. If you think about a Darce choke, here, okay? Under, boom. Hand yourself the lapel. Keep your head on the far side. Go for the choke if you want to here. He's gonna bring the hand up. It's just a lot more efficient this way. Boom, put him on his side, underneath. The key is keep that foot here, up against his knee, and your other knee, boom, against his body, okay? Don't let him out of the quarter guard. All right, let's try it, guys. 1, 2, 3. Myself and Jason and the rest of us from Houston up. It was my honor to be up here to help out with the benefit seminar today. I'm going to hand it over to Professor Cindy.
Ready.
Okay, so today I'm going to work on side control escapes and going to the back eventually. We're going to talk about side control. I think my knees are bad. I have a shield. I want my shield to be strong. He's going to start in the side control, but I can get whatever good. He's here. I think I'm trying to first turn on my side and I need this across the throat. I think of my hand as a fulcrum and I want my elbow out versus elbow tucked in. Okay, I'm here, it's popped out, and I'm turning on my side and looking here and always opening my elbow and sliding this shoulder back. One thing I see that people do wrong, or I think by maybe women, some of their stuff, is they really are attached to this hand being here. And to get on your side, I think if I keep touching here, it makes it hard for me to pull this shoulder back. So I want to eventually disengage from the bottom arm and pull my shoulder back, create this angle with the floor of my chest. Here I feel like I'm kind of winning. If he like just kind of dead weights on my arm, I can hold him up. But when my back turns this way, I'm starting to lose. Okay, so I'm always thinking about first pulling this shoulder back and creating that angle there. And then I'm hip escaping and I'm trying to hold him here and I'm waiting for him to like pressure into me, pressure into me. Hip escaping, I'm waiting for him to crawl after me. And then look, I'm going to start to windshield wiper. Okay, I can support all his weight just the same. If I just look, leave my arm here, pressure into me, I'm keeping here, I'm always adjusting with my shoulder and my here, I'm holding him, and I can control when he falls off. So just keep that waiting on me. Good. There he is. Okay, I can pop it off, and I'm trying to initiate that response. If he's not pushing into me, it's not going to work. If he's here and he's being too nice and he doesn't want to put any weight on me, when I bring my arm out, he's still up. But that's not real. Okay? I will initiate like the push. The guy has to push into me. If he doesn't push into me, I'm just going to get up. So I'm here one more time. I have my frame. He's here. I'm thinking opening the elbow, incentivizing him to not want to push into me, pulling the shoulder back, hip escaping, and really creating this frame. I should be able to feel like where I'm strong. I see people like rush through this because it's like a scary position. I should be able to like be supported here. I have strong angles. Okay, always pulling the shoulder back. I'm waiting for him to crawl after me and push. Look, I'm windshield wipering, and I can still hold it. Okay, I don't want to do this. Keep pushing. He falls on top of me, and I can't get my arm. Right? So it's stuck across his chest doing this the whole time, and it's strong. It's not like this kind of arm. So here, I'm eliciting that push. He's pushing in. I'm windshield wipering. I'm moving. I'm adjusting. I'm looking for the push. And then I can control when it pops out, right? I can control when he falls off the top of it. The second he's about to fall off the top, I'm going to heist to my knees. Remember, I don't want to keep holding here. It's going to stick me to my back. I'm bringing this arm under. He's going to be falling off here, and I'm turning my knees over. There. Okay, and if I time it perfect, he should fall. And look, I immediately hook the leg, come up. If he doesn't do anything, I can just shrug by in the fall and take his back. We'll practice just that first, and we'll build the rest of it. You're doing it perfect if he if he face plants himself. That's you're looking for that face plant. So I'm here. I have my frame. I'm opening my frame up and hip escaping, and I'm thinking of my angle on this shoulder. That's what I pay attention to here. And look, one thing I see that makes it harder is this elbow. Look at this. I feel strong, weak, right? My elbow's tucked in, flatten me out. If I can keep it tilted out, I think it's much easier for me. Okay? I'm always readjusting. He's pushing in. I'm windshield wipering. I'm holding him up. Fall off and high step. Arm at the back and go. Okay? You have to time it right. You have to fall over the top of you. Then we're going to start there and then go the rest of the moves. Any questions? Oh, under hook. Okay, look. If I do go to here, this level, push into me, I crunch myself, right? Look, I'm trying to take my body to here. If I go here, he falls over the top of me. Do you see it? Look. Not high. Okay? If I stay here, yeah, he's going to turn back on me and flatten me. I didn't say to go to like belly out. Right? I'm not bellying out. I'm turtling. Here. Okay, and we're just getting to the stopping point. Let's go. We'll go for 1 minute and then we'll finish the move. My partner's move is relying on me being a good partner. Here, think about this. He has his frame. Make your frame strong. Look. All my weight's on him, right? All my weight's on him. Do your move. Okay? Look at this. Do your move. Oh, nothing happened, but I wasn't pushing on him, okay? So I see like, I'm pushing on him, then he windshield wipers away. I don't know, or hip escape away. There's no way I can push when he moves away and I'm not touching him. So he windshield wipers under. Yeah, I didn't move because I wasn't creating energy. Okay, if you don't think it works, do this. Have him be strong armed. Leave here, do this and see if you're gonna face plant. Guaranteed if he does it right, he will. And if his shield isn't strong, make it bad. Look, you're making it good. Bring this on one. Look, this is good. To me, if this elbow goes like this, make it strong here, leave that elbow down. Done. Okay, so there's a little thing right there. So now, top guy has to push. And we're not gonna just go to the turtle. Shield. Strong. He's waiting, he's pushing. Look, I'm going under, I'm heisting. I'm coming to my knees. I'm turtling. My shoulder's next to his knee. If he does nothing, I just pop out, right? I'm assuming this guy is sort of good. He whizzers a lot of times. There's other things you can do. We're talking about if he whizzers. Wrestlers will do what's called a quarter crank. This, right? Before he flips me here, I need to run the rest of my move. So everything's gonna happen with this arm. He quarter cranks me or whizzers. It blocks my back door. He stuffs my head to the floor. Totally fine. I switch from the knee. My shoulder's tight. I snake the leg. I tripod. Okay? Look, I'm pulling his leg like this, like a rudder, as I run over the top of it. Okay? Here. This guy, bad knee, we'll let go of the whizzer. Okay? Come here, Weeks. Come on, mister. We're going to assume this position. Here, whizzer. Hold the whizzer tight. Okay? Look at this. Look at this whizzer. No whizzer. Whizzer me. Come on, whizzer me. The tension is here. Now look. Reverse air guitar. Touch the belly button. Grab the ankle. Step up. My shoulder's touching his back, and I'm going to face plant him back. Okay? Frame. Heist. He whizzers. Pose. Up. Look at this. This grip, 1 second. This grip is important. I was here, shoulder deep, and then look what I'm going to do. Snake the leg. I'm controlling the leg from the knee to the toe. I'm going to pull him. As I'm pulling him, I'm running. Turn back into me. You don't want to. It hurts, right? Here, limp arm, reverse air guitar, straight to the belly button, ankle, step up. I'll never run him down on my knees. Build the frame, and down. Okay, let's go.
Close things out with a really good friend of mine, Probably spent more time with this guy than I'd like to admit. Traveling the world, spreading the love of Jiu-Jitsu, our passion for Jiu-Jitsu. He's one of my closest friends in the Jiu-Jitsu world. He was the mystery guest, for those of you that didn't guess. Mr. Classy Grappler. Kit Dale's arch nemesis.
So today I'm going to go over how to make the best memes for your Facebook posts and stuff. I know you guys are tired. Thank you for sticking with us. It's for a great cause. It's kind of crazy when you kind of, at the end, after all these great black belts go, and you're just like, oh crap, what am I going to show? And I was like, maybe I'll show an armbar, but then I'm like, oh crap, I got the Jiva here. He's the master. Why am I going to show an armbar? So what I thought is Jiu-Jitsu's been getting really boring to watch, so I'm going to show you guys how to jump guard. All right, I'm just messing with you. Actually, because purple belts are people too, people, remember that? So I'm going to use my buddy Ronnie here. So, best way to do it, I'll get over here for you guys. Everybody on this side, it's kind of a, I know everybody's talking about like more is better, but I'm kind of, as the older I get, I'm forgetful. So I kind of get either lazy and I have these like senior moments. So what I try to do is, you guys know the traditional armbar that everybody tells you, like grab the elbow, grab the head, slide the leg, turn perpendicular, bring the leg over. When you get old like me, it's like, that's a lot to remember, the movement. It just seems like there's gotta be an easier way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna simplify the armbar and I'm gonna show you like 2 other submissions we can hit from it. So the first thing I like to do is I like to get people off center, because the older I get, I don't like direct pressure, so I gotta move out of their power. If he's just directly in front of me, he can fight, he can stall, he can bring his elbows down. I just wanna get this arm across. That's all I'm doing. It's whatever grip you guys like. I'll generally get the elbow and I'll do just like a cat's paw and grip his wrist, and I just slide it across. I don't wanna freak him out like an arm drag, because if I freak him out, he sits back up and then we're fighting again. So I just wanna take a subtle moment, make him relax. As I move his arm, and then I give him a big Jiu-Jitsu hug. But now that little movement I did, that little Jiu-Jitsu hug, look what it did. As I reach for him to hug him, it automatically puts me on my side, kind of on my hips, and I'm just relaxing here. From here, guys, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my elbow to push his face, because I'm too lazy to turn. I'm gonna make him go perpendicular instead of me doing that. I bring my leg over. What you guys don't see is what I call the David Blaine of Jiu-Jitsu. The magic arm bar is underneath. My arm has already trapped his hand, and I lift up on my hips. There you go, huh? Lazy man jitsu. So, we're here. Grip the arm in the elbow. Open my guard. I get him off center. I'm not trying to yank hard, guys. Just relax and push, just so I can give him a hug. And as I go for the hug, it automatically puts me on my hip. Now, since I'm old and lazy, I don't want to spin around. I don't want to do any cool hurricane sweeps or whatever they call them. I just want to push the head and make him go 90 degrees for me. As I do that, look at my elbows. It's connected to my thigh down here. That's one of the finer points. As I push his head, he turns to 90 degrees for me. And then all I do is I have his hand trapped in my armpit, my elbows to my hip, and my rib cage, and I just lift up on the hip. You guys need to see it again, or give it a try? One more time. Okay. So we're here, kind of like the basic armbar. Open my guard. Get his arm off center. As it's off centered, I give him a Jiu-Jitsu hug. And just relax. I can get a gable grip. It's however you want to hold him. I like the gable grip. I got long, lanky arms. And instead of me rotating, I'm going to make him rotate. I can actually push on the head and just bring the leg over his head. Heels down, knees together. This arm locks in his arm. And I just barely pick. Be careful, because the arm's really tight right here, guys. Just pick up the hips a little bit and get the arm bottom. We're good? Yes. All right, clap your hand. All right, got it. All right. So, from here, a lot of you guys, it's really cool. What I like to see is how you guys are asking these great questions about the submissions, and you're like, oh, there's an arm here, there's an arm here, and there's a triangle. It's perfect. Since you guys already kind of see them, I'm just going to briefly go over it, and I'm going to show the last move that this kind of skips to, because I want to get you out and I want you guys to get something to eat so you can wake up some more. So we're here, pull the arm across, Jiu-Jitsu hug. I'm saying here, a lot of you guys, if you really want to start, like a lot of you were seeing is, can I attack this arm? Yeah, you can attack it
and you can pop the arm from here and get like a double armbar. You can try and break this arm and then the bottom arm. So, as I set it up, I give him the jiu-jitsu hug. He kind of knows what's coming. As I push the head, he pulls the leg out. Now here's the key purpose right here, guys. We're gonna set up into a triangle. But what's so important is this leg right here. A lot of you guys forget, a lot of us get sloppy on it because we're just here and we hope we can just throw our legs around. This top side leg clamps down as I pick up my hip. And then I push across to the triangle. But what always happens is they feel it. As I go for the triangle, boom, we got earmuffs. We always get the earmuffs, guys. So this is the way I've learned to negate the earmuff, is I pop my hip up, I push my belly button to the sky, and I just want the elbow to get across my belly button. That's the kill zone. I push them on the other side of my belly button. Then this is really gonna date me, the fact that I know this movie and watched it. You guys seen Over the Top where they arm wrestle? Yeah, you get your best like Stallone on, just get that over the top on the hand, kind of like you're doing the high five and shaking it. Pick the hip up and pull the fingers towards your hips. It's a quick tap. Yeah, so be really careful on that transition. So one more time. We're here. And someone asked a great thing. Why don't they sit up and they're here? You guys, let's make it subtle. If I really need to get this and the guy's really worried about getting his arms and fighting, I'll do something really subtle where I just put his hand on my other hip here, and then I'll sit up to hug him because I'm a caring guy. I'll come to you. So once I get this hug, gable grip, push the head, I go, he feels it coming, he pulls the arm out. I clamp my leg to try and hit a solid triangle. He feels it, he goes earmuffs. Remember, this is important, guys. It's tough to push it because right now it's dragging against the surface of my belly. So I gotta pop up, belly button to the sky, get the elbow across my belly button, and then I can sit back down. Now I can sit back down and I can just chill. From here, we go over the top, we peel the fingers back, fit our hand in. What's up, bro? And then we push our hips up and pull the fingertips towards the hips for the tap. Cool? All right, let's drill it. Guys, that was the last move. I wish we had like all the time in the world. I wish we were all live next to each other in just a community. Like, I wish we just took over like a housing community. We could all just meet every day and roll, you know? Because it's really cool to see this and to be with all these legends and all these different black belts. And like we were talking earlier, man, when you stepped on this mat and like everybody was lining up and they were kind of like getting us in line, the little sergeant was in here yelling at people to get in line so we could take the photo, it hit me. I was like,
Corporal.
Oh my God.
For the
dude.
record.
Like my chest, like I got that weakness in my stomach, like I was a white belt again. Because you realize how much lineage and how much jiu-jitsu time is here and been passed on from all of our instructors. It's amazing when you think about it. And then to have someone like Jiva just pop in and be like, oh, I was just driving my car, I'm here, you're like, holy shit. Like I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna show an arm lock, and then he goes and shows an arm lock. I'm like, son of a bitch, that's the problem with going last. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. It's a great cause, and for me, it's an awesome excuse to come here to jiu-jitsu, the sport I love, with people I love. My family has now grown since you guys got on the mat. I consider all of you my brothers and sisters now. And just thank you so much, and thanks for James for getting us all together, guys. Put it together.